conference. I'm an economist who makes maps, and so I'm interested not just in what happens in the economy, but where it happens. That is, issues such as national development between countries, decentralization, and regional inequalities within countries. It's no coincidence that successful countries usually have well-diversified regional economies. One of the best examples is Germany, where there is no dominant city. Berlin is only a third the population of London, and civil service jobs and departments are dispersed across the nation. The UK, by contrast, is one of the most centralized countries in the world. That's not just legal control from Westminster, but in terms of economic activity. London acts in many ways as a giant leech. The southeast is overcrowded while houses and factories stand empty further north. The concentration of government departments and the associated well-paid civil service jobs, hundreds of thousands of them, simply reinforces London's dominance. The current 7,500 Scottish Government staff are mostly Edinburgh-based, as are those in Alistair Jack's new Union Jack branded Imperial headquarters. It would be very easy, therefore, for independent Scotland to fall in the same trap as London if we do not recognise the issue and take steps to avoid it. We will not have a happy and successful nation if areas outside the central belt do not share in the benefits of independence. Many areas already have problems of ageing and depopulation as younger people leave for better opportunities elsewhere. This resolution seeks to ensure that the Scottish Government leads by example. It's a very practical way to demonstrate commitment to a well-being economy. There's no reason for ministries and agencies to all be in Edinburgh or Glasgow, and indeed they should not be. Zoom has taught us all about modern communications. Similar sized countries, Denmark, for example, have around 50,000 core civil servants. So we'll be adding thousands more posts as we establish foreign affairs, defence, finance, and right down to my area of interest in our own replacement for the Ordnance Survey. The resolution specifies that the civil service jobs should be fairly distributed across our 32 councils in proportion to their populations. It also recognises that remote, rural and deprived areas can be helped to overcome those issues by an extra allocation of new civil service jobs. And it thus proposes a minimum 20% uplift for those areas. That would apply to places like Dumfries and Galloway, Inverclyde and Cervelyn and Ellenshire. What does this look like? 1,970 posts for Dumfries, maybe the Ministry of Agriculture, 355 for the Western Isles, perhaps the Coast Guard headquarters, 2,654 for Aberdeenshire and 2,310 for Aberdeen City, which could be the Ministry of Energy and the National Energy Company, 1,510 for Dundee, as well as we add the remaining benefits and pensions functions to Social Security Scotland. And so the list goes on. And it isn't just the civil servant, as there's probably a partner and often a family. We already pay the wages of those extra civil servants, but they're just in London. So it isn't an additional cost. London gets the spending and the tax at the moment, but it sends us the bill. Moving it all to Scotland is an additional benefit because those wages will be spent here and the tax will be collected by Revenue Scotland. I would also add that we need to build a civil service and the functions and ministries that suit us. We do not need things like Ofcom, Ofgem, and the rail regulator, for example. Delegates, let us take this important step forward in our preparations for independence.